Squad battles is shorter than ever and the rewards are better than ever. And if you want to get rank 1 to 200 or even elite 1, you're going to need to get every single point you can, because now it's faster. Everyone wants to do it. And I'm going to show you today how you can get into elite 1 every single week. And all you've got to do to say thank you is drop a like down below, subscribe if you're new, and follow me on X. Do you want the best team in FC25? Yeah, baby. Do you want to be playing with the best players in the game like this and not be stuck with teams like this? Okay. Then you need to head over to skycoach.gg, select the amount of coins or the type of weekend league boost you need, and enter code PRORECOIL for 10% off of your order. Now, what I have in the middle of the screen is a squad battle checklist. These are the 5 things you need to do in every game, no matter what difficulty you pick. These are the targets you need to hit to get the maximum points in every single one. So they're pretty simple: 5 corners, 5 goals, 10 shots on targets, do not concede, and 100 passes. Now, if you need to save this, make sure to add this video to your watch later and come back to it to check that out and make sure you tick all the boxes. But let's run you through the games that we need to do this in and exactly what you need to do per game and what difficulty is best for you. So first of all, these 2 at the top here, I always play them on a mid-range. The reason being, you actually don't get that many more points for doing it on the hardest difficulty. And even if you tick all those boxes, in the 2 top games, it has no effect. You just get the set amount of points. So for these 2, I kind of DOS it. You miss out on a couple points, and of course, feel free if you want to go for the max on these. You can go for them on ultimate, you can go for them on world class. You'll get a couple hundred, but it really doesn't get you much more. Now, these are the games where everything matters. Now, what you can see here is I've done legendary, world class, professional, and legendary. The reason being, let's have a look at the squad. So first of all, I did this one on legendary. It was a silver non-rare squad, so that's the second best difficulty. Why did I not do it on the best difficulty? Why did I not go for the hardest? Well, if you're playing solos, it's simply impossible. So for any of you who haven't done squad battles before or weren't aware of this previously, the world rankings in squad battles, which is what you're going to find in rank 1 to 200, is all duos. Everyone in rank 1 to 200 is a duo. The reason it is 200 and not 100 is because it became duos and EA's aware of that. So essentially, you can't beat this AI without being with a pairing, and they have to be good as well. So you need to play on the second hardest difficulty for every single match, which of course is legendary. Now, in some cases, when you go to a match like this one here, legendary isn't really as conceivable. You got Saliba, you got Virgil, you got Bonmati, you got this absolute jarhead, and you've got Haaland as well. Now, in these cases, it's better to go for world class and potentially not have as good of a game. You see, I've got 3-1 there, and one of the ticks is to not concede. But the reality is, if I'd gone on legendary, I would have probably lost the game. So you need to know your own level. Similarly, how I know that in this game, I can win a legendary, but despite that, I did concede. Your aim, of course, is to concede no goals, get 5, and get as many shots on target as possible. What you can see here, the difference between a 7-0 win on legendary against the silver team versus a 2-1 win is about 1,000 points. And actually, this 5-2 on professional, which in all fairness, I was on a Teams call, it simply isn't that many points. So we're going to update the opponents. We're going to review what I'm going to go for in terms of difficulty. So this one here, already, I can see that is absolutely ridiculous to be a squad. I mean, if someone actually has this, I assume it's a pro player. Insane squad. We would play this one, to be honest, on professional, and I'd go for a 5-0. I believe on world class, I might be able to scrinch a 1-0 at best. So professional makes a lot of sense for that. I can go for hitting all the marks and actually get 1.5k points from this one. This one here, a little bit easier. From the looks of things, I'd actually go for that one on a world class, and I think I could beat that, a 5-0, get those boxes ticked and walk away with upwards of 2,000 points. This one here, very easy. That's a legendary. Absolutely. I'm going to throttle them. That's 2.5k points. And probably the same again with this team here. So between the top 2, I'm going to walk away with around 5,000 points. For this one, probably 1,500, and probably the same. I mean, for this one, we're probably looking at a realistic maybe 2k. So we've got 3.5 here, 5 here. So that's 8.5 per set. We've got 3 sets, which is going to land us at around the 24,000 mark. And then, of course, we've got these here, which means I can actually drop some points if I was to follow the same suit for all of these, and I would still get Elite 1 based off last week's numbers. Now, I think more people are playing this week, so maybe actually that's a pretty perfect set that I'd be doing there. Now, I am going to play a game. I'll show you me playing one of these on Legendary to show you how damn easy it is. But what I would advise, guys, is make sure that you are playing with a perfect connection, because I'm going to have the tweet up on screen that I posted the other day. I got into a game on Legendary. I literally scored my first goal, and it was almost as if it was like a rage quit. The game instantly DQ'd. It was because there was a server issue with EA, but I was absolutely raging, and it's missed me out on a few points. As you can see, this week, we're currently on 15,000 with 4 games to go, which means I probably walk away with this week on around 22k points, which means I probably can't get Elite 1. I hopefully get 2 or 3. I'm guessing, based on the current rankings, I might be a shoo-in for 2, which is a lovely reward, but obviously it's just not as good as getting that Team of the Week player pack, so it's a shame that I've missed out on that because of EA. And I was also going to do a video getting Elite 1 squad battles for a whole month, probably going to use this week as an honorable mention and then have 4 weeks for the rest of October. Now, of course, all that's left to do, guys, is jump into a game. We actually just played this one here on Legendary. We only got 1,500 points because we simply did not hit enough of those targets. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop on this one into World Class. We're going to hit every single target and we should get a minimum of 2,000 points. So what we're looking for, of course, the important ones: 5 corners, 5 goals, 10 shots on targets, and do not concede. 100 passes is an added bonus. The do not concede is an absolute must. If you can get 4 goals, a load of shots, some corners, you're going to do a lot better than if you concede and have everything else, because conceding actually minuses your points quite heavily. So first of all, passing. That's kind of one that you want to leave to the end. Of course, it's the easiest of them. You can literally just keep the ball at the end of the game and just hit those passes at the end there. Whereas the shots, the corners, the goals are going to have to be done early on. So it's worth just getting them out the way. Let's get that first shot. First goal. There you go. So we only need 9 more shots on target and 4 more goals. Very, very quick. In that last game that I played on Legendary, that was actually quite a tough game. It felt like it was actually difficult to get through and break down. That might just be me being bad. But either way, if it is going to be like that, you're better off playing on World Class and just hitting all the targets than you are playing on Legendary and scraping a win. Sometimes it is best to just reserve those legendary games for a full bronze team. In that way, you know that you've got the best chance to just run through them, and you can play everything else on World Class, which is what most of the people who are hitting Elite 1 will be doing. Lovely, that's 2 shots on target for that goal, which actually is probably the best way to have it. And this seems stupendously easier than doing it on that last game. I don't know how the difference between this and Legendary is so heavy, because the teams are pretty similar. Maybe it was just that team had a slightly better overall. And also, for some reason, Walker got injured to the point that he actually got brought off the pitch, which I haven't seen in FIFA in absolute years. Now, in order to get them corners, what you're going to want to do is just do some pretty outlandish shots in the hope that exactly that happens. That was the perfect time for the example. So you're just going to want the keeper to parry that out off of the pitch. So if we can get this back to Gutty, if we can have another outlandish shot, not quite on target. Bang. And of course, he shoots, he scores. Now, if you're not sure where you're at with the stats, we can head over, I believe it's to performance, and it will give us an idea. So we've got 1 goal, 1 assist, 1 goal, 1 goal and assist. So that's going to give you those. And then inside there, we've got our behind my face cam. So we've got goals 3, assists 2, shots 9. I don't think it says shots on target, but it gives you a rough idea. Passes 23, so we're behind on that. We really need to pick those up. So if we can aim to get those 2 final goals before the end of this half, we can head in and get those passes done for next half. And honestly, it is just a case of spamming that A button in your own box. Corners as well, we've only had 1, so it's probably worth us getting a few outlandish shots in near the end of either this half or the start of the next one. So heading into that second half, we're on 3 goals. Ideally, we get that 4th and 5th quickly. We want to do a bit more passing into those goals just so that we are getting that target as well. We're way off on the corners, so let's see if we can get at least a shot off first. There you go, another corner in the bag, another shot on target in the bag. That's what we're looking for. If we can get a goal off this, a couple more corners in the works, get some passes out. Haaland turning like a bus. I'm pretty sure the AI has just decided it doesn't want me to get elite this week. Oh, let us get a few shots off, which is ideal. Not managed to get a goal in there, even when the goalie pretty much fell off. Now look, we didn't hit all the targets. You can see in the bottom corner, we didn't get the 5 goals we wanted. I think the shots on target, we covered those off. Do not concede, obviously we got that. The passes, we got that. What we did unfortunately fall short on is the goals. Seemingly not the corners then, because we didn't get all the bonus points. We walked away with 1,600. Now, if you have a look at the base level of what that is, we've actually walked away. Let's just have a look at what that would have been. If we go, so roughly world class would have been with that team around 1,300. So we walked away with a 300 bonus. We could have got up to about 1.8, 2k. So we've unfortunately fallen a little bit short, but you guys know exactly how to not do that. Maybe players who aren't as good as me, maybe players like me who aren't as good, might need to play on slightly lower rankings, but at least we're winning all the games. We are obviously cooking, and hopefully, I mean, we're at 18k points now. We've got 2 to go, probably walking away with maybe another 4k points, and I reckon that's going to sit us comfortably in Elite 2 for now. Obviously, the rankings are going to go up, so we might fall into Elite 3, which is, to be fair, not hugely different. I think the big difference between these two is whether you're getting the inform with the 1. So actually, I wouldn't mind Elite 3 because we've not hit 1. But if you're going to go 1 or 2, you of course want 1. And if you are new around here, make sure to subscribe because I'm giving you guides on absolutely everything to help you guys have the best foot experience. And we're doing a ton of content for trading, for packs, for Road to Glories, which is coming tomorrow. So make sure to check that out too. Follow me on X, and I'll see you tomorrow.